Typically, summaries are done the second meeting of the month. We missed last week, or last month I was off, so we put it in a day. But for the month of May, the new facility continued to run stellar, no problems. Collection system worked well, even with the fact of the matter that we had over 7 inches of rain during that month.
That's wild.
There was some very big events. I mean, we're very blessed right now with the capacity we have in the plant. It worked great. So again, all regulatory parameters were achieved, maintained, and no problem. Just a few of the other highlights that I would give you, excuse me, from the utility standpoint. We are in the midst and continuing trying to wrap up phase 2 of the wastewater treatment plant build. The biolac is all but about 12 inches being empty. That is our priority right now. Continue to have daily conversations with the designing engineering firm, which is Prime or JTL, and the contractor, which is Pace, trying to determine what's fair and equitable. It is going to cost us some compensation or some money to dispose of some of the solids that we contributed to that process, and hence that's what I'm talking to them about. As a matter of fact, I have no problems in informing the board, but next board meeting, I will invite JT to do a presentation for you to bring you up to total speed with the specifics associated with that and other issues that might be out there. Moving on to Highway 62 lift station, 99.9% done. The only reason it's only 10% out is we have added a potable water line into the station as a add-on or a change order at our request. Working with Josh Brewer, with Christiani, and Zach Klein with HWC. I have a meeting scheduled with IAWC for replacement of that line, hopefully this coming week. Next Friday, we will do our final walkthrough to generate a final punch list so that they can say, boom, there it is. So I don't anticipate any problems with that. Last but definitely not least, the board may recall it's been a few months ago now, you actually approved an agreement with JTL to do a asset management program. We are scheduled Tuesday. I am scheduled Tuesday to meet with them. That is in the works, and hopefully by next board meeting it should be completed and give you an update that completion is done on that. So with all of that information, that's pretty well what I have today. I'll be glad to answer any questions you may have.
And just for clarification on the biolac cleaning.
Yes, ma'am.
Tim and I talked about this, and the extra cost, so as a part of the contract, I've asked Tim to go review that contract. As a part of the contract, there was some level of cleaning that was going to happen anyway with the biolac. It was part of the regular cleaning. What is causing the extra expense is that we elected to transfer the solids from the digesters into the biolac. And that's adding solids to the biolac that was not, I think, in the original contract for their removal. So that's the portion that we will pay for. And Tim has been working to do that math to calculate what that amount that came over from the digesters actually is, rather than us having to run that through our own belt filter presses and taking all the time to clean that out. We're just having them deal with it as a part of the biolac. But we wanted to review that contract. Tim can follow up with you on that.
Sounds good. Is there not a way to transfer that to the new plant, the biolac?
Well, there was, and you'll see it was part of the conversation that I've held with Jim Haggerty and JTL. There were multiple options that we could have done to do that. The restraints were financial, obviously. Time frame was a big one. And then running the biolac, or the digester and the biolacs, one of the options was to run them all through the new belt filter presses. Well, not knowing at the time how much debris we had in that biolac created concern for them and us of how the new pumps might respond with any type of trash or debris that might be put to them. So that's how we come to the decision of transferring the digester sludge to the biolac and then let them dewater it out with their portion of the responsible part of the project. So, in long story short, Nathan.
So it's not sewage, it's actually trash and.
There was, it was
It's a mixture.
30, 40 years worth of,
Yeah,
I just to say, poor screening prior to going into that process, there was a lot of debris in there.
yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, he'll follow up with you, Bo, on exactly the questions that we're looking to answer out of that contract review. And then Tim's been working to get that math right on how much has been going over, so we'll have a better idea of that next board meeting.
Absolutely.
All right, thanks, Tim.
You're very
Thank
welcome.
you, ma'am.
All right, we did have some charge-offs this month, charge-offs, the amount of $294.84. So with that, just need a motion to approve those.
Make a motion to approve as presented.
Nathan Grimes makes the motion. Michael Grayson seconds. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? That's unanimous. And then the final item that I added to the agenda, this will be resolution 2026-01. It's a resolution establishing rules of conduct for the sanitary sewer board. We realized in the city that we had rules of conduct for the city council that had never been adopted across all of our other boards and commissions, and for consistency across all of our boards and commissions, we have taken those rules and procedures, updated them with current Indiana code, and are asking all of our boards to adopt these so that there's a clear standard of how we receive public comment and what's expected of the form of the meeting. Of course, these meetings are designed to conduct the regular business of the city. We want to welcome public comment, but we need to do so in a way that does not detract from the completion of our regular business. So if you look at this, largely it notes that we use all the standard stuff that we use, Robert's Rules of Order. It covers how we can call board meetings, what constitutes a quorum, decorum expected within the meeting, and then the public comment rules are item L on your agenda, that they can take up a total of 30 minutes of a board meeting outside of the public hearing. Public hearings are handled differently. That we ask people to sign up, that they provide copies to everyone if they bring materials in print, that they restrict their items to agenda items, and that they limit to their comment to 3 minutes. Public hearings are handled differently, of course, that's outlined as well. All people have a right to speak on the public hearing. And then just attendee behavior in general, we would expect people to react respectfully and help us conduct the business. We have, Randy has installed a a document holder back there by the door, by all the materials, where he will have a copy of all of the rules of conduct clearly labeled, so that anybody who comes to a meeting can review those. And if we ever have anyone that signs up for public comment, we'll of course do a quick review of the public comment before they speak, so that they understand what's allowed. So with that, I would entertain a motion to approve resolution 2026-01 on establishing the rules of conduct.
Motion to approve.
Michael Grayson makes the motion.
Finish reading, yes.
Okay.
Who's gonna be the timekeeper?
Generally, the attorney, we usually make the attorney be the timekeeper. That's something we decide, but-
Unless you would like to do that.
Right,
I need a official stopwatch.
right. You can give a stopwatch when I get a gavel, how's that?
And head to our resolution here. I'll second.
Okay, so we have a motion by Michael, a second by Nathan. Any other questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That's unanimous. All right, I think that is all of the matters that we have before us. We just need a motion to adjourn.
Make that motion.
All right, motion by Nathan,
Second.
second by Michael. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, we are adjourned. Thank you all.
Thank you.